Hi, the name's Angel and this is your super simple guide to counting macros. So, what is a macro? Macro is a nickname for macronutrients, and macronutrients are split into three categories. There's carbs, fats, and proteins. These are the three things that you will be counting on this diet. Nutrients are used for storing and using energy in your body. When you're putting in your information, the numbers that are calculated based on your gender, height, weight, activity level, goals, everything about me. It's not a one food fits all, one diet fits all. It's not like that at all, and I really love that. My goal is to bulk. I am wanting to gain weight, gain muscle, so therefore I need to be eating more calories than I'm burning. This is called a calorie surplus. On the flip side, if you're wanting to lose weight, you're going to want to eat less calories than you're burning, and that is called a calorie deficit. I am 120 pounds. I kind of fluctuate between 118 and 125. My goal isn't a weight number, it's a look matter. So the only time that I'm going to be talking about my weight is based on what I'm eating, and that is it. I do not have a goal weight, and I probably never will have a goal weight. Just to give you guys a perspective on the numbers that me as 120 pounds, I'm bulking, so I'm wanting to gain weight, and I'm working out 5 days a week. My numbers are, for carbs, I need 277 grams of carbs a day. I need 71 grams of fat a day, and I need 105 grams of protein a day. Now, just because those are my numbers, like I said, they're not going to be your numbers. Now, I don't count calories, but if you count calories, how you're going to figure out how many calories you're going to be eating a day, you take your carbs and your protein and you times it by 4. So I'm going to be taking 277 times 4 and 105 times 4, and I get that number. And then I'm going to be taking my 71 grams of protein, I'm going to be timesing that by 9. So if I times all of that and do all of that math, I am eating about 2,160 calories, around there. And I say about because I do not meet all three of my numbers on a daily basis. Yes, I stay very close to it, but I don't want to restrict myself to the point where it's just not fun for me anymore. I like staying between about 5 grams higher or lower, maybe a little bit more, but for the most part I do stay relatively close to those numbers, but they're never really spot on. So I like, most of the time, at least 2 of the 3 are pretty spot on, and there's always one that's a little bit more or a little bit less, but that is because I'm not super restrictive on myself. Something to know about counting macros is it is a diet, and when talking about diets, the first thing that comes to my mind is just a one size fits all, one diet fits all, and I don't like that at all. Everybody is different, everybody's bodies are different, everyone's goals are different. Because it is a diet, I kind of like comparing it to going on dates. You have an end goal of falling in love, but you don't really know going into meeting this new person if it's gonna work out or not. And it's the same with diets. You have an end goal of either losing weight, gaining muscle, whatever it is. You have an end goal, and you're going into a diet not really knowing if it's going to work out for you. And if counting macros doesn't work out for you, it's okay. There is going to be something out there for you. Just don't give up. So here are the pros and cons that I have found while counting my macros. I really like counting macros because it has given me a greater understanding of what I'm putting in my body. I now understand the nutrients that I'm fueling my body with, whereas before I just ate food because it tasted good. Like, I would eat some leafy greens here, some fruit there, like, but I didn't really know what was in it. Whereas now I can look at something and be like, oh, like that has a lot of carbs in it. I have a very high carb count. I have to eat 277 carbs a day. I thought before that I ate a lot of carbs, but girl, 277 carbs a day, for me that is so hard, and I love carbs. I usually need, at the end of the day, a little bit more carbs, but my fat is always, like, I always need a little bit of fat but a lot of carbs, and now that I know what's in my food, I can be like, okay, I need this many carbs but I can't have anything with fat. So my first thought goes straight to fruit. I didn't know that fruit was high in carbs. Like, maybe that's like a normal thing that everybody knows, like a fun fact, carbs, but I did not know that. But now that I'm understanding my food, I can now be like, okay, I need 20 grams of carbs, but I can only eat 1 gram of fat. My first thing is to go to fruit. So yeah, I really like it because I'm now understanding what I'm putting in my body. And the second thing that I really like about counting macros as a diet is that it's not super restrictive. I'm still able to eat what I want to eat to a certain point. I mean, you can eat junk food all day long. Not gonna hit all 3 of your like number goals within your 3 categories, if that makes any sense. But yes, I'm not gonna sit here and eat junk food all day every day. I treat myself and I make it fit into my macros, but it's not, but I don't feel bad about it because it does fit into my macros. Whereas on my old diets, it was like chicken, rice, veggies, and then if I ate a cookie, then I would feel bad about it. Whereas now I'm like, okay, I can fit this into my macros and I'm not gonna feel bad about it. You know what I mean? So I love that it's not restrictive, and it gives me the opportunity to eat like a different variety of foods rather than just the same thing every single day. Don't get me wrong, I do eat kind of the same thing, but I have more options that I can eat rather than just looking at, oh, I need 8 ounces of chicken and 2 cups of rice and 1 cup of veggies. Like, it's just, if you do that, at least for me, having diets like that, it's not going to motivate me. It's not going to make me want to continue to do it because I'm just going to get bored. I'm going to get tired of the food, and I feel like food is so important to me that if I'm not enjoying what I'm eating, then I'm just gonna give up altogether. Now for the not so fun parts of counting macros. A downside to counting macros in the beginning is that it's very time consuming. I was not used to having to turn my food around and look at every single thing that is in my food and logging it. Logging it in the beginning was so hard because I needed to find something that was right for me and a way to log it that was right for me. I tried MyFitnessPal, which a lot of people recommended, and I personally didn't like it. I use it sometimes if I'm like on the go and I can't turn my stuff around. So I'll use it to see what is in my food because it tells you like how many carbs, fats, proteins are in your food. But I personally like just writing it down on a piece of paper because then I can I just like visually like seeing it and writing it out rather than just like putting it in my phone. I don't know. But finding a way that you can log your stuff that works for you, it'll take a little bit, and that's okay. But it is very time consuming trying to hit your trying to find the numbers in the foods that hit your sweet spot at the end of the day. Like those 3 numbers is very hard in the beginning. It didn't come naturally for me to know what was in my food and to figure out like a meal plan for my day that at the end of the day would hit all 3 of my sweet spots perfectly, if that makes any sense. So just sitting down and like figuring your food out for the day is so time consuming, but after you kind of get the hang of it, then it'll start becoming easier and easier, and you don't have to be so strict on writing it down. But in the beginning, I definitely recommend writing it down. Advice to somebody that is starting their fitness journey or starting to count macros is that you're not going to get overnight results, and I feel like that's very important to realize. But that's with any diet. You're not gonna just eat a ton of food and work out a ton and just get the biggest butt. Like, if you guys know a diet that does that, please let me know because that would be amazing. But this is just not that. This is a journey. This is a long-term thing, and it's something that you have to be consistent at. And my thing is, if you're just consistent with it, you're going to start seeing results. Don't be too hard on yourself if you don't hit a macro number exactly. Like, that is the beauty of counting macros, is it gives you about how much you need. And if you don't get it, then that's okay. Just stay consistent and stay positive. Don't be hard on yourself, because having those negative thoughts in your mind is going to be a ripple effect, and say, oh, I can't get these right, then you're gonna go to the gym and be like, oh, I can't get this right, and it's just gonna keep going and going and going, and you're gonna end up quitting, and it's not gonna be fun. If you just stay consistent and stay positive and happy and motivated, then you're gonna find results and you're gonna be happy with them. And like I said, if this diet isn't right for you, something else will be right for you. There's so many things out there and everyone is so different, so don't be discouraged. All of that being said, I am going to drink my protein shake. I got this new Alani Nu protein powder, and oh, I got the fruity cereal kind, and it literally tastes, I just mixed 1 scoop with water and it tastes like I'm drinking Fruity Pebble milk, and it's so good. Bye.